Hi everyone, thank you for joining us on our tour today of the Blue Bougainvillea Estate. If I could have all of you kind of come through the door, and those of you in front, please make your way a bit more forward to give room to people. Those in the back, there you go. Perfect, thank you. Yeah, so just come a bit closer, don't be shy, I don't bite. All right, well, as you all may know, this is a private home, but once every year it is opened up to visitors, a handful of select VIPs, if you will, which all of you most certainly are. And the family who owns the home allows us to kind of tour through certain rooms. There are 27 rooms in the estate, but we'll only be touring a handful of them, as the entire east wing is still basically a residence for the Baudelaire family. So we will only be able to tour a handful of them, but I can assure you that each room is quite magnificent in and of itself. So you will have a very enjoyable experience for all intents and purposes. So just to tell you a little bit about the estate itself, the Blue Bougainvillea Estate was built in 1862. Let me just refer to my notes here, excuse me. I'm rather new to this tour. The architect was Lemonnier, and he was a rather grounded, balanced individual. So all of the eccentric touches you'll find throughout the home as we make our way through it are really kind of the brainchild of Henry Baudelaire, who was the original owner of the home. He was the one who commissioned the construction, and he also happened to be a bit of a novice architect, so you'll see his kind of influence all throughout. He was said to be a very kind-hearted man who had very unconventional ideas. So, yes. The estate itself has been renovated a number of times throughout the years. The interesting aspect of that is that several of the renovations were unplanned. In fact, if you ask some of the people who have lived here throughout the years, they'll tell you that rooms have magically appeared, though that does sound a bit odd. I must admit, however, I have had a chance to look at the plans for the original design of the home and even the most renovated version of the estate itself. And there are some rooms that are not on the plans that, well, you'll be encountering throughout the tour. So that's quite an interesting little tidbit. Okay. The general rumor that always circulates about this house, and what has probably brought many of you here on this tour, is that behind every door lies an opportunity to unlock something deep within yourself. Each room offers a gift of sorts to those who are willing to accept it and open their minds and hearts to the magic that the house possesses. So, to be perfectly honest, many people who tour the house on our annual kind of sojourn through Bougainvillea Estate find that it is a very transformational experience. So if you're all ready and willing, we'll go ahead and start our tour right here. Are there any questions before we begin? No? Okay, well, if you do have any questions, just let me know throughout and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. We're in the main hallway here, and this is the Foyer of Forgotten Woes. Yes. If you'll notice, a lot of the rooms here will elicit a sort of emotional response from many of you, or, well, a rather enchanted effect. So, in this room, many people will feel that they are letting go of their stress, that all the worries are drifting away, and they are able to let go of every regret, every ounce of negativity that they are holding within their minds and their hearts and their spirits, and that they're able to just give in to the beauty that is the Blue Bougainvillea Estate. And what I'd like for you all to do is just close your eyes. I'd like you all to just take a deep breath and really prepare yourself for the wonders that await you in this home. Yes. Now, it's my first time here as well, so I will be experiencing it all along with you, but my predecessor tells me that, well, I'm in for a real treat. So what we're going to do now is I'll have you all kind of follow me up the main staircase here, and we're going to just head down the hallway, and the second door on the right here, this is the room of creative sparks. You'll notice the red wallpaper, the very luxurious furnishings. Everything about this room really just speaks to creativity and ingenuity and, above all else, passion, and passion for purpose and passion for life. So the table in the center of the room there, yes, can you all see it? Okay. As you'll notice, it has essentially a container with a glass dome lid. And the container itself is not really what we're paying attention to, of course, but the candle within it. This candle is essentially the creative spark within each of us, that's at least what it symbolizes in this home. And the wick is actually an ever-burning wick, so that particular candle was lit back on an evening, a rainy night, in 1911, and it has been burning ever since. Yes, quite remarkable, isn't it? Okay, well, I'd like you to all kind of shift your gaze to the walls, and they're all lined with works of painters who've been guests at the Blue Bougainvillea Estate. Also, all of the knickknacks you'll find around the room have been created by very familiar names. So I'd like to invite you all just to kind of take a gander around. Please refrain from touching anything, however, as many of these items are priceless and simply irreplaceable. And also, for those of you in the room who love books, book aficionados, if you will, you'll notice that all of the bookshelves are lined with first editions from some very notable authors. And it's even been said that a few famous authors have written the last chapters of their most notorious books here in this very room. So, yeah, quite unique. All right, so we're going to move on from this room, and we're actually going to go down the hallway, and it's the room right here next to the bathroom. In this bathroom, it's the one with the blue door, so we'll go right here. I'll have you all come in. We'll just wait a second to make sure everyone's in here before I start describing. I don't want anybody to miss out on an explanation. Okay, this room is the Solace Suite. And it's said that whoever stays in this room, or really is in this room for any length of time, will discover their inner peace and just really experience a sense of tranquility and well-being. The blue walls, if you want to take a moment to kind of look around, are a beautiful blue, very soft blue. And you'll also notice the bright white drapery. This room has actually never been thoroughly cleaned. We like to basically leave it as it is, and if you'll notice, there's not a speck of dust in here. There's not an ounce of dirt. And all of the linens have been this same bright white for around about 5 decades. So, quite unusual, of course. Also, something that's very quirky is there's always a calm breeze blowing through that window right there on the farthest wall from us, and it's always going in through the open windows. Even on days when the air is still and quiet outside, you'll notice a breeze blowing through, and I'd like you to just take a deep breath in and notice just that faint aroma of jasmine and just a bit of rose there, I do believe. In the center of the room, you'll also kind of see a white orchid in a glass vase there on the table. It's said that this orchid, let me just check my notes because this is a bit of an unusual story. This orchid dates back to 1902 and was picked from the gardens located on the grounds by a member of the Baudelaire family, Sarah Baudelaire. The rumor is that this particular female Baudelaire was suffering from a broken heart and was so moved by the beauty of this particular orchid that she plucked it and placed an enchantment upon it. Ever since, anyone who has gazed upon it has felt the inner peace and calm that she felt when first gazing upon the breathtaking bloom. Isn't that a lovely story? Yes. Now, while we're in this room, please do just take a few minutes to walk around and just kind of take in the serenity and the calm that this space can offer. And you'll notice all of the decor, even the energy within the room itself is very peaceful, very tranquil. So I'd really like for you all to enjoy that for just a few moments, because it is so difficult to get that in everyday life, I do believe. And if a room can offer us this, then why not seize the opportunity, right? Okay, when you're all ready, we're going to go ahead and move downstairs. And when we walk down the stairs, just kind of pay attention to all the tapestries hanging on the walls. They're simply lovely, very breathtaking. So just kind of take your time meandering down if you like, and then we'll all meet up in the room of never-ending abundance, which is off to the left of the staircase, and I'll be waiting there for you. All right, we all here? Great. So as I mentioned, this is the room of never-ending abundance. The walls are this lovely soft green color, and the perimeter of the room is actually lined with flourishing ferns and other types of foliage, which is of course not typical for an indoor space. In the center of the room, I'm sure you've all already noticed the large oak that is growing out from under the planks of wood that make up the floor. This oak was here long before the house was, and when Baudelaire decided to build the house, he built around it, but since then the roots have expanded and it's really just kind of made its mark here upon the wood planks. But it's an absolutely breathtaking tree. You'll notice that some initials are carved on it from Baudelaire's who've come and gone, and it's just kind of a sweet reminder of the past. Many people have mentioned that this room actually brings about a sense of optimism and gratitude. So while you're here, I'd really like for you to just focus on the good and just kind of take in all of the energy that it can give you. Kind of touch the tree if you like. It's said to give off a little bit of a heat, a little bit of a tingling sensation. So that's another thing to point out. All right, great. Next, we're off to the next room, which will be located directly off the main dining room, and it is the guest bathroom, which for many is symbolic of purity of both heart and mind. You notice the walls are stark white, yet there are gold fixtures all throughout. What's extremely breathtaking about this particular room is that the bath sits directly in front of a large bay window there, which has its own private garden, so prying eyes, well, you won't have to worry about them while you're taking your bath. There's also a fountain in the middle of the room, which perpetually runs, and the water within the fountain is replenished from the natural spring that runs beneath the house itself. And these waters are said to have curative and healing properties. It's also believed that these particular natural springs have the power to cleanse one of negative thoughts and return them to a more balanced and harmonious nature, a more innocent perspective on life, if you will. Thus, these particular natural springs and this specific fountain are often referred to as the Fountain of Youth. Some have said that even the mere act of washing your hands there in the basin can make you feel years younger. No, I don't know whether that's true or not. Frankly, I've been a bit too reluctant to give it a try. So I'm quite comfortable with the age I'm at now. But then again, I suppose age is all a matter of perspective, isn't it? You look and feel as old as you think you are. For those of you who'd like to give it a try, there are small samples of the water that you'll be able to sample on your way out of the house. Bit of a souvenir. Okay, let's move on to the next room then. This is the kitchen, and it's just down the hallway here. And this particular room is known for its unbridled imagination. In fact, there are culinary delights that have been created in this very kitchen that have not been tasted before or since. Famous chefs have ventured here from all corners of the globe just for the chance to use the facilities to formulate their annual menus for their restaurants and catering businesses, things of that nature. I've actually had the chance to attend one of the dinners held here. It was in commemoration of Henry Baudelaire's birthday, and I had the opportunity to try a chocolate mousse that I still, to this day, have no words to describe. You'll notice the hearth is, of course, the centerpiece of this particular room. Anything that's baked, boiled, or broiled in or around that hearth turns out to be, well, beyond all imagining. So while you're in this room, I'd like for you to just feel the power of imagination that it's offering. Imagine what you would do with your life if there were no risks involved, if you were always willing to take the leap of faith. You see, this particular room resonates with me more so than any of the others, because I believe in living life without boundaries, and that's what the imagination's all about. It goes beyond creativity. It goes into every aspect of your life. That's just my humble opinion. What do I know? I'm just a tour guide, right? Alright, now we're going to head off into the last room. It's not necessarily a room, however. The last stop on our tour is the Corridor of Compassion. It's right near the main entryway. And it's been said that this corridor gives you the power to not only be compassionate toward others, but to yourself. The walls and all of the adornments, you'll notice, are made of sterling silver. They gleam and glisten, even though they've never been polished. And while you're in this corridor, coming near the end of our tour, I'd just like for you to take a deep breath in and feel all the positivity that's dwelling within you. Feel it washing away the negativity, washing away the regret. For every mistake you've made, there is forgiveness to be found. I think that that's what this very corridor symbolizes. To be empathic with other people, to not so much sense what they're feeling, but to be sympathetic toward their plight. And most of all, to do that for yourself. To give yourself a break every once in a while. And a well-deserved pat on the back. Well, I hope you've all enjoyed the tour. There'll be refreshments in the Foyer of Forgotten Woes on your way out, and a few souvenirs, as I mentioned. So I hope you've enjoyed your time here, and, well, I hope that it's offered you a bit of a respite from the daily stresses and daily worries, and given you a chance to regroup your thoughts, and, well, a bit of a time out from life in general.